Hello, my Aries intuitors. It's Aria here, bringing you a reading that will give you an overview between now and the end of the year. So December 15 through the 31st. And without any further ado, let's get right into it. So I've laid out right now for you some cards that, let me get the right exposure here. There we go. There we go. A little Lenormand card spread here that will give us kind of some context for the situation at hand, and then we'll pull some tarot cards to get some more specific information about it. This is a really great little spread here. We have here a man in a ring, which can definitely does talk about some kind of contracts, commitments, engagement. So for many of you, some of you, there could actually be a marriage proposal here. And for many of you, it is talking about taking a relationship to a deeper level. And it does really seem like it's coming from him. Whoever the him is in your situation, if it's a same-sex couple or not, I feel like it's the person who really embodies more of the masculine energies. And we have the writer in the middle, which does talk about messages and information coming in, news, and kind of like a sense of movement as well. The clover in the mountains really put a positive spin on the whole entire situation here, because it assures us, like actually the rider in the ring, because the ring is actually a neutral card and so is the rider. We really have to look at other cards in the spread to see if it's going to have like more of a positive effect or more of a negative effect. And the clover just really does assure us that everything is falling together in kind of like the highest and the best way possible. It can, next to the mountain, it can even indicate that luck comes to you from abroad or from somebody who is abroad. So it could be that this news and the message is from somebody who is actually living away from you. I kind of look at the word abroad is used in Lenormand all the time. I look at it as just from a distance, or it could even be that distance in the sense of physical separation has been a factor. And that is changing here, because the writer does talk about change, and the clover is just really, really positive. So some of the other meanings here for the ring and the writer, the ring and the writer do talk about a very lucky turn of events in a relationship. So maybe some of you, it isn't about an engagement per se, but like something is going to shift. And because we have the clover here, it is about things shifting in a way that really bring luck, and even healing and resolution can happen if there's been troubles in the past. In fact, the mountain can talk about that as well. It can talk about the separation that exists. It could be a physical separation, or it could be just kind of like an emotional separation, but that is something that is changing here. Something else I'll just point out is that I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was Sagittarius also had a man in a ring. So some of you guys may be paired up with a Sagittarius, so you might want to check out the Sagittarius reading. And again, these readings you can look at them from Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Venus, and to get some further clarification and information about your situation. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get a little farther into it by taking a look at what the tarot has to say. And I have a card there that really wanted to come out, and it is the Queen of Swords. So we do have communication happening here. Now, this is a man, this is a woman here, and so I feel like the communication may be coming from the woman, and it is affecting, it's affecting the relationship where the man, again, I'm talking about, if it is a same-sex relationship, it's, the partners here, so don't necessarily, so much about it being a man or woman here, but the other person is what I feel. One of you is in a position where when this communication, this information, this news, this connection comes in, that the other person is responding in a way that helps bring that relationship up to a higher level of commitment and engagement. And I do have the Justice card here. I feel like with the luck and the change of things that were happening that was causing separation or distance between the two of you, I feel like that is really coming into balance here with whatever occurs in very specific ways. It may have to do with legal, something legal, even, a divorce happening, Three of Cups. Okay, so I do feel like this is definitely a third-party situation for some of you. You may be involved with somebody who is married and in a third party situation, or you are the third party, or vice versa, maybe you are, and there's news and information and communication that talks about this having come to an end here, because and that's what opens up the door. The separation was there and is opening up the door for the communication here. And I just have to say, High Priestess comes out, so if you have had it's just kind of an affirmation, and actually this is really always the case, that you can trust your higher knowing. So just, it's coming up here for a reason right now. So if you have something in you right now that was having questions, right now it's just saying, yes, you can trust your higher knowing with whatever has come up for you. The High Priestess is also about a lack of communication and not talking. And I think that we're having a shift of that. That's where the news and the information, the change, something does level up in this connection, in this relationship in some way. Something does change, and I feel like it's going from a change from not talking to having communication. All right, let's just see a little bit more about this man. Let's see what's going on with him. Oh, we got a couple cards that came out there, so we'll accept them both. So there have been Nine of Swords and Six of Wands. There have been mental anguish for him. He's been going through some mental anguish, but I feel like these are very contrasting cards here, so this is a change. And I feel like he's been having this mental anguish over whatever situation he's been in, and he does come out successfully in that situation. And there's maybe a recognition about it as well, whether it's that he recognizes something or he is being recognized in some way, but there's some kind of recognition that comes through and that helps him work out of this state of mental anguish. And I feel like it really opens up the flow of what else happens here. He is then able to engage with this communication, this news, this message, this information, whatever is coming through here, and that does bring about the shift, and with this whatever was happening with the separation here. But he does get, like, he gets engaged in that as well. Yeah, let me see here. Let's take a look at this Queen of Swords. Let's see a little bit more about her, please. Oop. Let's have a Tower and Judgment. Wow, that's some pretty powerful energies here. It could be that she, and this, this could be that this is you, or the other person, whichever one. But I feel like it's contrasting here. We had the man, the Six of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. But on her side of things, there's a big judgment call and a big shakeup of something in the situation that does bring about the change. And it's interesting because if you're just looking at this spread here, it could be really about anything could have occurred. But when we see what's happening in this up here, it's pretty weighty. Like, there's been weighty, as in like there's a lot of weight to it. There's it's significant. Some really significant things have to happen here in order for this the Tower to fall down, for the big change to occur. So this news comes through. The Judgment card talks about it really being something that, first of all, the universe is looking over. And when the trumpet blasts and the trumpet sounds, you don't really have a choice. You get pulled into it. It's a vibration, it's a frequency that you end up having to answer at some point. It doesn't just go away. And so, and it could be whether she's experiencing this or whether something, maybe it's her communication or even her energy that, that draws it in. But in either case, there's definitely some big shakeup here that leads to, and I do think that this is where we can see, something of a divorce happening here. The three of Cups, the third party situation is going to be over, and justice, legal documents, things like that can actually be in the picture here, as the situation may be coming to an end soon. So if you have any further questions, if you'd like to make a comment down below, I would be really happy to interact with you, pull some cards, and gave you some more information that can clarify something for you, please like and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you click on the little bell. I do private readings as well, so if you would like to have some more specific insights about your own situation, feel free to reach out to me. And the information for all of that is down below. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned.